Hello traders, Rich here, and here's a quick but detailed update on Algo. As usual, if you guys like video analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As we clearly see, Algo has been overall bullish for a while, making higher highs and higher lows. And when we are overall bullish, we're waiting for the correction to be about to end to catch what the next impulse movement upward. However, we can't really know where the correction would end. It can end here, or even dive deeper before trading higher. So even if you are overall bullish, we don't buy blindly. We always wait for two things. The first one is a key rejection area. In our case, it's this resistance. Many rejections from it turned into a support, so now price is approaching a support area. The second thing is we zoom into lower time frames and wait for the bulls to take over for extra confirmation. If we zoom into daily time frame, we can see that this correction movement down from weekly is engulfed by this channel in brown. So we've got our impulse, flat correction, impulse movement, and we are currently at the end of this impulse around a support area and around the lower trend line, acting as a non-horizontal support, or what I consider an oversold area. So we are looking for buy stops here around this support to catch this correction movement upward. And later on, from a long-term perspective, we'll be waiting for a new swing high to form around it, and then to expect a bullish movement after a break above the last major high. But let's take it step by step, right? Around a support area, around the lower bound. So let's zoom into lower time frames and look for buy setups. If you zoom into H4, we can see that we are in a bearish trend, so we are waiting for the bulls to take over, and we've got like a head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders pattern formed. Give me a minute. That's it. So here's our left shoulder head, and we are currently around the right shoulder, waiting for the bulls to take over by breaking above the neckline, which is covering the entire structure, right? So here's our neckline covering the entire pattern. So long story short, around that support area, looking for buy setups, waiting for a momentum candle close from H4 or from daily if you want to be extra conservative to expect a bullish movement from here. And our next target would be around the upper brown trend line, which we saw from daily time frame. So here's our trigger. Before we continue, I want to tell you about QCoin. QCoin is one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world with over 600 billion traded volume on the platform and 8 million registered users from more than 200 different countries. Moreover, QCoin has been rated the best crypto exchange by Forbes Advisor, and according to Coinmarketcap, QCoin is a top 3 in terms of overall performance. Kucoin offers a wide range of services and features. Of course, you first got spot trading and margin trading, but with more than 540 listed coins and 960 trading pairs. You also got trading bot, staking, mining pool, and many, many more. And I'll make sure to make a detailed video about each and every feature. For now, if you don't have an account yet, I'll make sure to include the links in the description below, and let's continue. As we clearly see, AXS has been overall bearish for a while, making lower highs and lower lows. However, it's currently approaching a very strong demand area, as we had an aggressive movement upward from here. So we had our rally, this bearish candle, and then another rally upward. So the area from around 35 to 45.50 is a strong demand area to look for buy setups. And I insist on the word to look for buy setups, because even though price is around a rejection zone, we can still see it diving lower before trading higher or even break it downward. It's very important to always look for extra confirmation and trigger. If you zoom into daily time frame, we can see that we were overall bullish previously, then price broke below, or the bears broke below the previous low. So starting from here, we are now overall bearish. We've got our first impulse correction, impulse pushing price lower, right? However, we can see that starting from here, the impulse movements are getting flat and smaller. So we got our first one, which is very steep, another impulse also steep, but as you can see, a little bit flat, and it's getting more and more flat, which means that the sellers are exhausted and couldn't push low. They are pushing lower, but couldn't push as strong as they were pushing previously. Second, we can see that the impulse movements are also getting smaller. So big impulse, big, smaller, smaller, and so on. Okay, so the sellers are exhausted, but it doesn't mean that the bulls took over yet. We need the buyers to prove to us that they are taking over by breaking above the previous high. We can see the wedge pattern even cleaner if you zoom into H4 time frame, right? So we've got this swing 1, 2, and 3. So this is our last major high for now that we are waiting for a break above. I don't know if you can see my alerts here, but for extra confirmation, if you don't want to go for this one, you can go for the previous one. So here we go. For now, long story short, AXS is around a demand area, waiting for the bulls to take over. The sellers are clearly exhausted, but waiting for extra confirmation. Then we'll be buying after a momentum candle close above this last high, this one or this one. It depends on your risk appetite. So this would be our trigger. Meanwhile, until the buyers take over, XS would be stuck inside the wedge path and can still trade lower and lower before the breakout and before the bulls take over. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.